So I am back in Santa Barbara Cemetery, that is, which is overlooking the Pacific Ocean. Beautiful, the beautiful Pacific Ocean.
A shadow in the dark left me with a burning heart.
Behind me is the Santa Ynez Mountains. Over here, let me point over here, is Montecito. Now Montecito is the richier side of Santa Barbara, if you can believe it. I can't afford Santa Barbara. I definitely can't afford Montecito. However, Montecito is home to a lot of stars, movie stars, TV stars, some royalty even. Harry and Prince Harry. I don't know if he's still Prince Harry, but I'm going to call him Prince Harry. And Meghan Markle live in Montecito. They have a home somewhere in Montecito that I'm sure I'm sure you can find their address somehow, but I bet you're not going to see much of it. Because driving through Montecito, most of the houses are pushed back from their walls. There's big trees in the way. There's nowhere really to park. So you could park and maybe walk up and down those streets. But now, what I want to talk about is a man who directed, produced many films in the 70s and 80s, 90s, and a couple in the 2000s. Now, some of you might not know his name right off the bat. His name is Ivan Reitman, but he produced Animal House. His first directorial debut was Meatballs with Bill Murray, which I haven't seen, and I probably need to see that. I'm probably going to hear some comments about why haven't I seen Meatballs. He did Ghostbusters 1 and 2. I know 1 for sure. I'm pretty sure about Ghostbusters 2 with Harold Ramis, Dan Aykroyd, Bill Murray. So many stars to name in those movies. I love Ghostbusters as a kid. I watched the Ghostbusters movies, watched the Ghostbusters animated series. I had Ghostbusters toys. I had the ambulance toy. I had the fire department even, I believe. I remember going over my mom's coworker's house and their son had all of it, and so I needed it. So it was awesome. I love Ghostbusters, still love Ghostbusters to today. He also helped with Ghostbusters Afterlife. His son, Jason Reitman, actually directed Ghostbusters Afterlife, which came out during COVID, I think 2020, 2021, maybe, because COVID pushed it out. And then Afterlife, Frozen Empire, I believe it's called. Ivan wasn't a part of, I don't believe. I think he's accredited with producing, so I don't know if he actually produced or if they're just accrediting with that. But there was loving memory on that for Ivan. Ivan, I'm going to call him a Canadian, but he was actually born in Europe. His parents both made it through the Holocaust. His mom actually survived Auschwitz, if you can believe it or not. When Ivan was 4 years old, he lived on the border of Slovakia, I believe, in Hungary or Hungary, however you want to say it. I've never actually said that out loud, so I probably butchered that. But they actually lived on the border, and they were refugees. Jason Reitman, Ivan's son, said that his father and grandparents, so the mom and dad and Ivan, when Ivan was 4 years old, were refugees. They left Slovakia or the Czech Republic and came to Canada. Now, they actually were under floorboards on a boat. That's how they got to Canada. So Ivan, pretty much from age 4 on, grew up in Canada. When he got to Canada, he didn't know any English, obviously, so he had to learn the language. And then he got into filmmaking. He produced or directed some of the biggest movies in the 70s and 80s. I know it's a bold statement, but I'm going to name off some of them. All right, I already told you about the Ghostbusters. I already told you about Meatballs, Animal House with the great late John Belushi. Rest in peace, John. He also did some Arnold Schwarzenegger movies. Twins, with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito. One of my all-time favorite Arnold Schwarzenegger movies. I still watch that movie when it's on TV today. I own that movie. I love that movie. Wish they made the sequel. I'll tell you about that in a second. And also, another Kindergarten Cop. Love Kindergarten Cop. I grew up watching Kindergarten Cop. Junior with Arnold Schwarzenegger, where Arnold Schwarzenegger was pregnant. I watched it when I was a kid in the theater. I never watched it again. I'm sure some people like that. He was involved with the movie Dave with Bill Pullman. That is Bill Pullman, right? No, I'm sorry, that's Kevin Kline. That's Kevin Kline. I said Bill Pullman. That's Kevin Kline, I think, in the movie Dave, where he's president of the United States and has a body double pretty much. I don't remember it too much, but I remember watching it long time ago. His son, Jason Reitman, was behind the new Ghostbusters. Like I said, he directed the first one, helped produce and write, I think, the screenplay of the second newest Ghostbuster, Frozen Empire. Ivan Reitman was behind a lot of classics, in my opinion. I know my opinion only goes so far, but he was behind a lot. I'm sure I am missing multiple things that he did, but those are the ones that stick out to me. Ghostbusters, obviously. Twins, because I love Twins. Like I said, they were in talks of making a Twins sequel. I know when Arnold Schwarzenegger was the governor of California, they kind of put that on the back burner. Obviously, he wasn't acting at that time. But I know there was talks before Ivan died, and I think they got squashed after he died about the sequel of Twins. I would love to see a sequel of Twins because it's one of my favorite Schwarzenegger movies, like I said. So, here at the Santa Barbara Cemetery, Ivan Reitman is laid to rest. Now, like I was saying, he lived in Montecito. He was 75 years old. He passed away in his sleep. That's the way I think that's the way most of us would want to go. Hopefully no pain, just passing away in our sleep, no pain, no suffering. But at 75 years old, he passed away. So here he is. Ivan Reitman is laid to rest right here. Father, husband, storyteller, Ivan Reitman, 1946 to 2022. I believe he died in February of 2022, if I'm not mistaken. They're not sure what the cause of death was. I was watching a video with Jason Reitman, and they said that they weren't sure exactly what he died of. So I don't know if they didn't proceed with an autopsy. They just assumed, out of natural causes. But he was 75 years old. That line, storyteller, that really hits me because he was a great storyteller. Now, he might not have written a lot of movies. I'm not sure, honestly, if he wrote any or how many he wrote, but the way he portrayed these movies just was something different. The comedy in them was amazing, in my opinion. Again, it's just my opinion. He was instrumental in Ghostbusters. I think Ghostbusters could have been more of a horror movie. I know Bill Murray wanted it to be more of a drama, but Dan Aykroyd, I believe, who wrote the script, he actually wrote it to have John Belushi in it, side note, but John Belushi unfortunately passed away before they made the first Ghostbusters. But Ivan Reitman made this drama, this horror movie funny and relevant. I think Ghostbusters has stood the test of time, obviously with 2 new movies coming out in the last 5-6 years. That Ghostbusters has stood the test of time, and it might not be as big of a franchise as some, but it definitely has a cult following, and I still watch the original 2 every so often, and I'm still entertained. So rest in peace, Ivan. Thank you so much for all the work you did, from refugee to growing up in Canada to becoming influential in the comedy realm of filmmaking. Thank you so much for watching. Please make sure you like and subscribe to my channel, As Seen by Dave. Please leave a comment if you have a comment. If you just want to say hi, I'll say hi back. But leave a comment. Also, I have an Instagram, As Seen by Dave. Make sure you follow that as well. Until next time, As Seen by Dave. Peace.